read what you want. Read what you enjoy reading. And don't let anybody shame you for it.
It's working!
Yay! Alright, now we're recording.
Nice. Well, howdy.
Whoa.
Yeah, I woke up at 6 today because I had to go to work at 7:30, and it was cold in the morning.
It sounds cold.
Probably not as cold as over there, which,
Very sorry for the background noise also. There is a dishwasher going, and the AC unit also periodically turns on.
Oh, perfect.
So just for when you're editing, apologies.
One day we'll have really fancy spaces that are soundproof.
Mm-hmm. When I get my sugar daddy, y'all can all live in the house.
Yeah, marry rich, Lucia.
Not marry. I can just have a sugar daddy.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, just make sure you're his will.
Yes, I will make sure that I will. I have a friend, a former coworker, but she's a friend. She's her brother is dying of some cancer, but he's actually really rich. And I was like, I would jokingly tell her that I would read steamy, spicy romance novels to him just so I can get into his will. And she would just crack up about it. Yeah.
I think you'd kill him faster. I think his heart might give out just by reading scandalous material.
By the way, do y'all have headphones?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, perfect. I was just curious.
That's why you call me.
Yeah, we use Mary's headphones because my AirPods are fake and they don't sound good.
Oh, period.
Because they're up to $160 for a pair of fucking AirPods.
Yeah.
Have I told y'all how many times I've actually, lost mine? And gotten new ones?
Yes.
So, yeah, I get it. But yeah, the more I read our next month book, the more I'm like, man, this is a terrible way to introduce y'all to sports romance.
Just say, who's biting the bullet and buying it, Katie? Do you own it?
No, I don't own it.
But we should look for it tomorrow.
We should look for it tomorrow.
And see if we can
Legit, the only reason I have it is because I found it at a thrift store.
Yeah.
I love that.
So we're hoping to get it at a thrift store, because it's not on KU anymore. You're about a year
too
late.
But it is pretty popular. Still. Yeah. No, the reason why, because I was, not to spoil it or whatever, but legit the reason why I stopped reading it last year, after the same amount of pages, is because I don't like the way they are, like the characters. And it's more of the writing style, I think, also. And it's like, man, this is giving them a terrible introduction to sports romance. But the one that I actually want to read doesn't come out until actually on Valentine's Day.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think that would give us enough time to properly read it and time for.
Probably not, yeah.
So that's why I'm doing this one. The icebreaker. What are y'all doing now?
You should be watching a video.
Videos.
I was like, I don't like it.
That's what that audio was, because that's why I talked about the headphones. I was like, what is that extra noise? But it's a video. Now it makes sense.
The video isn't playing anything.
No, you're hearing the dishwasher.
It's the dishwasher.
Alright, whenever I'm ready, whenever y'all are.
Alright. Let me yawn first.
Who wants to go first? Oh, you said yawn. Sorry.
Yeah. We have an order.
Yeah, we do this in a specific order. It's got to be the same every time.
Yeah. That's why I wait every time.
All right. Clap, 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 clap. That's my cue. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Do y'all feel nervous doing this in front of other people? I don't know.
No.
Are y'all feeling
We've done
good?
it in front of people before. Casey often listens to us.
Yeah, Casey's usually here. Shauna's been here once or twice when we've done this.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Nice. Shauna, we need to get you in the book talk.
Shauna, we need to get you into the book talk. Yeah, next time.
Yeah.
We need
Do you
to
want to read
find
a
books.
hockey romance with us?
Might be the only thing she would be interested in.
Runner romances? You read runner romances?
What did she say? Rudder?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go.
I don't even know what she said, but you said, oh my gosh, so now I'm interested.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to We Know What You Like. I'm Lucia.
Katie.
And Mary.
And Happy New Year. Welcome back to Book Talk. Yeah,
That's a
today
New
we're
Year, huh?
recording this. Yes, it is January, and technically the 19th that we're recording this. So Happy New Year. I hope everyone's doing pretty well so far in this new year. It was your birthday yesterday, Katie, so happy belated birthday.
Thanks.
Okay. And for this month, we decided to read what, Mary?
We decided to continue what we did a year ago with the Bridge Kingdom series, and we read the fourth book, which is called The Endless War.
Insert here. None of us own this book.
Yeah, we all read this on KU.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I did. Kindle Unlimited by Danielle L. Jensen.
Yep. In a surprising turn of events, I was the last one to finish this.
Yeah.
Finishing it about
Wild.
2 hours ago. And Lucia
I was the first.
Lucia finished it before either one of us actually really started
Even
reading
started
it.
Yeah. I was reading a different book by DLJ, and then was like, well, I guess I better read this one.
Yeah.
We got about 10 days.
I gave you all of my hair.
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
And then I had to switch to the audiobook version because as of this morning, I was 20% of the way in.
Yeah.
So I had to listen to 80% of it at 3 times speed to make it on time.
I finished it yesterday, and I had the hardest time getting into and reading this book. The pacing was just so far off from the other 3
Yeah.
that it really threw me.
It had a similar vibe as The Traitor Queen did, which is the second book in the Bridge Kingdom, which, fun fact, these are actually like duologies that are set in the same world.
Yeah.
They follow different people. So the Bridge Kingdom and the Traitor Queen are Lara and Arin.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bridge Kingdom, fantastic. I loved that story. The Traitor Queen was still entertaining. It had a lot of action.
Right.
But
I actually like the second one more than the first one. I actually like the second one more than the first one. And I like the third one more than the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the characters that came into play in the second one a lot more, which is why I think I enjoyed the third one more.
Yes.
But then this one was just like...
What I liked about the third one, though, is that we follow Karis and Zara.
Yeah.
And it is essentially the same story, just with their POVs of the events that happen in The Traitor Queen, which is why I liked it better than The Traitor Queen. If I didn't have the inadequate era, Traitor Queen would have been fine.
Right.
But because I know that there was another side of the story, I was like, I like this one better.
Also, the spice in this book was such a disappointment after the spice you got from the 2 of them in their first book.
Yes. And what surprisingly was also a little bit kinkier because
a little bit
she's
in that one
very
scene
much a
you got.
voyeuristic person.
In that one scene you got.
Which was a flashback. Spoiler. Wasn't even current.
What are you talking about? There was a current one when they were in the whorehouse.
End.
Yeah, and it was kind of lackluster.
I literally went to Katie and was like, get it, girl.
It just
she's like
the same. I don't know.
I feel in a
maybe
maybe
get the emotions for it.
No,
There's
I know.
no like inner monologue for it. It was all just he did this and then yay, everything happened.
I think I knew what happened. Like Zara very much was going through this like traumatic rebirth.
Yeah.
Where like she suddenly didn't know who she was as a person anymore.
Her entire identity has apparently been just groomed by other people.
Yeah. And so
it's true, and it's fair that she's feeling this way.
The arc that this book is taking is her building herself back up after being destroyed entirely.
Yeah.
And I think
she doesn't want to be Karis's puppet, neither she doesn't want to be her aunt's puppet.
And she was never really Karis's puppet, but I can see where she thought she was.
Because she trusted her aunt so much, and that's what her aunt had said. So like I can see like the storyline was important. Yes. It just wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
And if it felt like certain things took too long and other things were too short.
And I think really what it was is we went into this expecting more romance than plot.
Yeah.
There was
that's where you're wrong.
That's
But
No.
because they were literally separated. How could they have been romance?
Yeah.
They were.
But I expected there to be more
know.
romance.
I thought maybe they'd have a fiery passion.
Yeah, like
when they finally got
back
like,
together. Yeah, like
why didn't they have sex
explosive.
on the beach in Devil's Island before they?
Yeah.
I like.
Spoiler alert: cannibals.
It's our fault. It's our fault for having high expectations.
It is our fault.
How did you deal with the cannibals? It was a little icky for me to read about it. And it wasn't even like graphic. It was just like, no thanks.
What I really found interesting okay, you're talking about you wanted more romance versus plot. I personally actually enjoyed this book. And that's funny because we all know that I love me some smutty ass
You normally want more romance.
Yeah.
Which is I actually think
we want more plot. She wants more romance, and we got that, and we didn't like it.
But to be fair enough, I also love me some plot too.
Yeah.
But for this one, because it made sense to me, considering how much effort, not just effort, but skills in things that has to go in line in order to rescue her off of this island, it makes sense. Yeah. And then the fact that they're like, well, if we finally get together, you know, if we finally rescue her off the island, you know, what's the point if you have to be separated because they're the empress of one kingdom or queendom? That was my sister. She's watching a Korean drama.
I thought that was a cat.
I don't own any animals. Remember, my dogs died.
Drama.
I'm literally looking at pictures of them right now. Thanks, Dad, for that Christmas present. I love it.
Yeah, the plot was important and necessary. I think like what lost me was like, I wish there had been more of certain parts of the plot. Like I wish there was more with the rebels. Like she finally gets to like the rebel stronghold and they're there for like 30 seconds.
And it's like in your
that's an exaggeration.
During the time she's there. I just think that some of the POVs we got should have been other people's POVs. Like
who?
We should like I feel like during like the whole thing with Karis when he was facing down her cousin. Like, yes, we should have had that, but it should have backed up a little bit and gone to Zara and have a little bit more Zara being like, oh my god, Karis. And like
that's
vice versa with Zara with her
cousin
auntie at the end.
And
it should have had a little bit of Karis realizing a little more instead of just you having to fill in the blanks, which I mean, if it was only a single POV, then you would have that anyways.
Right.
But because we have dual POV, I wanted a little more context throughout with some of the bigger scenes that happened.
I think she really wanted you to think that Zara was just going to leave him.
Yeah.
And vice versa in other moments, because there was this big question from both of them as to whether or not the other even actually cared for them.
Yeah.
Like they both were questioning each other.
Like they thought maybe
book.
they were each other's puppet.
Yeah.
It was giving Songbirds in the Hunger Games prequel. Like, did they love each other in the moment? Or was it, you know?
I also, full well knowing that the next set of books is about Anna, I wish there had been more with her involved.
Yeah.
Because
there's absolutely nothing. Whereas in the Bridge Kingdom, or the Traitor Queen, you see Karis.
You see Karis.
You don't see Zara. You see Karis.
You see him play a role in what's happening.
And you're like, I wonder what's going on.
So like,
in a way,
I mean, she does play a
queen.
I get, like, I know she's playing a role, but it's so, like, far removed, and, like, I don't care about her, like, at all. So, like, the inclusion of Karis in Traitor Queen is what made me care about him and want to read more.
Yeah.
I understand completely, because yes, but at the same time, spoilers, the Endless War is over, so we get to start afresh and anew.
You don't have any backstory that makes you care about Anna.
Like,
listen, when you get a brand new book, do you know backstory oftentimes? No.
But it's supposed to be a continuation. Like, that's how it's
in the same world.
She's a side character I don't care about. Why does she get a duology?
You know what I want to know? I want to know what the hell Serena is doing when she's being the regent of Meridrina. That's what I want to know.
You want to know how she got knocked up? You want to know how she got knocked up?
No, I know how that happened.
I know how sex works.
Like, I want to know what she's doing. I want to, like... And what she's doing
you have a baby.
She is the queen.
Yeah.
Like,
well, maybe she'll get it like her own book.
I really enjoyed that with Karis being like,
Yeah.
well, I can change the rules. And I'm like,
and
this
she
bitch
was
is
like,
going to
this is
abdicate the throne.
Yeah, that was so obvious to
He's
me.
going to be with Valcata.
He's going to go
Yeah, me
off?
too.
He's
I was
going to
like-
get
And I
off?
expected
What'd you
it.
say?
But
Yeah.
also, the ending of the book just kind of ends.
It does just kind of
There's
end.
no, like, clear resolution. I mean, it does resolve, but they're having a conversation, and then it just kind of stops in the middle of the conversation, and it's just done.
Yeah. They build a fun bridge in Nerastus, and they're just like, all right, peace.
You know what
Okay.
I thought, though? So some parts of what you're saying... Oh, or not, sorry, what you were saying. I understand what you're saying, and I actually agree to an extent, because I feel like, obviously, I liked the book more than y'all, is that... especially that part when Karis was like, damn, we're about to fucking die, and then it, like, fades black, essentially, and then we find out later, like, the bunch of aunties and stuff like that come to save them, and, like, the people of where he's from come and save him, and then, like, rock the shit out of the ants' army, basically. I felt like, as I was reading at some points, I felt like Danielle L. Jensen was like, you know what, I'm fucking tired of writing these sections, let me just fade to black.
I
You know
can
what I
see
mean?
that, yeah.
That's
the
what
one
I
scene
did
when
feel.
he's, like, when he goes to Nerastus to, like, raise his army, and he's, like, arguing with the Imperial General from Zara's aunt, and there's this whole, like, everyone's staring at behind him, and he, like, turns
That's what I'm
around
just
and they
talking
d-
about,
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be
They,
here.
and they, like, don't tell you what they're looking at. It took me forever
Yeah,
to
it's
piece
fade to
together that
black.
it was...
Aaron and Lara.
No, they were
Or
looking
no.
at
No,
the fucking
it was-
women.
Oh,
Their mothers
Yeah,
and
the
sisters that had
aunties
come.
So
and...
much more sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was
just-
Aaron
it
and
just-
Lara.
Like, and
Even after finishing it, because it comes back in Zara's POV,
Yeah.
that Aaron and Lara showed up.
But even if, like, that had like one more sentence where he's like, and I was looking at the people, like, you know,
I think
what
she
mean?
wanted... It was more of a shock
harem
value,
alive.
I think.
Yeah, but like,
I mean, I don't know.
No, it felt there were parts that just felt unfinished.
I agree, especially with that part.
Yeah,
Listara? Hated her from the beginning.
yeah. He exiled
Was
her
justified.
to another country. Also,
Because
like,
she'll probably come into play for...
yeah, she's going
Venezuela.
to because that's the
Because that's
country
where
she
she
went
is.
You
to.
know what?
But, like-
You know what I think is gonna happen with her story. You just said her name, but I forgot it. So this next book is Anna's, right?
Anna.
Anna. Well, she's supposed to be marrying the prince or king or whatever of the kingdom over there. But I read like a little thing that she falls for this other guy. I think that chick that got sent over there is gonna be with the prince or king of that kingdom.
That was the vibe I
think
was
that's-
getting from the weird letter that they briefly discussed and then threw to the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
I was
That's
like,
what I
that
think is
letter
gonna
has
happen.
important information in it.
hmm I was like, clearly that's what's gonna happen. I
Yeah.
read
She's
so many
vying for
romance
eighth
this
round. It
guy.
doesn't matter which one.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, I have to feel bad, and I gotta, learn from
Her
my mistakes."
vehemently denying that she was the one that orchestrated everything with Petra.
Right?
And then Karis is like, you can stop lying because the signet rings
Yeah.
have our birth dates.
I
on
love
them.
that.
scene was
So you
I love
used
that,
the
though.
wrong one.
That was a really good scene. I really,
Yeah.
liked
I really
that.
love that.
That's
I
where
was like,
I'm
period.
invested.
Yeah.
Get
Let's
justification.
go.
So
Also,
okay,
then
I
Zara-
actually. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say Zara taking on her aunt in the handball court.
Oh, I was like,
Mastermind.
Yeah.
"Ooh."
She's
Let's
like, hold
go.
on. I know
What are you
I'm gonna do.
talking
Make a
about? Y'all are
spectacle of
saying
it.
you didn't like it, and y'all are
I
saying
didn't-
those points
No,
are
I like
so
it
as a
less.
good.
whole. Yeah,
If-
as a
Okay.
whole.
When I'm
Okay.
rating all 4 books, this one is at the bottom, but I
Yes.
still liked it.
It was good.
Okay,
It
if we're
just-
rating
it
all
didn't
4
live up to
books,
what I was expecting.
fair.
Rating
If
all
we're rating
4,
all 4 books,
Inadequate air. Inadequate air. Bridge Kingdom, Traitor Queen.
I
on the
still
floor.
really enjoyed it. Like, I did like the story.
Yeah.
hmm
I just want.
I'm going inadequate air. Okay, no, I don't remember their titles. I'm going 3.
Okay,
I'm going 3, 2, 4, 1.
The Bridge Kingdom was the worst one?
Yes,
I had
it
a lot
will
of
for
fun
me.
with that one.
I did enjoy the.
So did I, but I liked it the less.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair.
You know,
You're
well,
entitled.
so another reason, you kind of asked me about it, Katie, about the cannibal stuff, and I completely glossed over it. Which, and not for any particular reason, I just figured we would talk about it again, was I actually appreciate books that dive into that psyche of should you not, what does it do to you as a person? And so it's like, again, as much as I love romance and fucking against, wall caves and everything like that, give me some true things. And I've said this before about other shows. It's like, what will a person do when confronted with a choice?
Yeah.
When you strip them away from the niceness and, everything, what decisions will they do? And again, I don't know. I literally asked my dad after I started, I was reading it. I was like, Dad, would you ever be a cannibal? You know what he did? He looked at me and was like, what the fuck?
It's such a hard thing. And like, they were obviously in like a place where it was a life or death matter. And that's like a situation that's very hard for like someone who's nowhere near being it to like even comprehend why you'd make that choice.
What got me is that they have kids.
Yeah.
They let their kids do that too.
Yeah.
I kind of agreed with the other tribe of being like, just if it happens, don't subject these kids to this life.
Yeah. It was definitely like a very awkward gray area, and like it's one of those concepts that I'm just like,
It's like,
ugh.
I am pro-life, but I'm also pro-choice, and like if they're alive and they can thrive, then sure, but like, that's not thriving.
The other squad wasn't allowing them to get access to any food or anything.
They had no other options to a degree. Their other option was to starve, basically.
Yeah. So, and then again, they thought that if they were surviving, to survive meant to overthrow the empress and to put the rightful person on the throne. So in their eyes, they hated it. They absolutely detested it. That's something they'll never forgive themselves over. But, so like...
Because their whole thing was to not let their psyche break, because that's what she wanted of them.
Exactly. So it's like,
it's the beginning of this. We didn't
do a
summarize what this book is about.
This is fine.
It's fine.
This is fine.
I hope you guys get the gist of it.
To be very honest,
at the end of the Inadequate Heir, so
I knew that this was going to happen because of how y'all felt about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because I just knew it. We've been doing this for a while, and I was like, okay, they're going to say this, they're going to say that, and...
Why even have the chat? You already know what we're going to say.
But no, because I enjoy
it. One-woman show.
World War II poster.
What?
I've had this bookmark since high school when it was, like, really popular or whatnot. And you couldn't see it. I was showing the other camera.
Oh, no, I saw it. You're good.
Oh, okay. And the back of it says it was based on the original design from a World War II poster commissioned by the British government.
Propaganda.
The crown.
I knew it was British, but I didn't realize it was from World War II.
I still have my bookmark you made me. Do you remember it?
The one that says I'm here for the sex scenes?
Yeah. It's literally right there. Nice. Anyways, so because clearly we're doing this book talk out of sorts than we usually do, and okay, I'm totally okay with that, besides the scenes we already talked about, any particular scenes that you're like, fuck yes.
I kind of really enjoyed watching Lara very slowly in her own way forgive Karis for the things he did. Because by the end of the book, she was very much, don't touch my brother.
I like that it is, you get more Arin than Lara.
Get a lot more
She's like
Arin.
Not in it. But when she is, she's still a badass.
She really said, you tried to kill my brother? Die.
I don't care if he loves
and
you.
She's pregnant.
Yeah.
Another spoiler, she's pregnant. Which
Guys,
is
they already know.
So funny that Karis is the one that realized. He's like, I've seen enough women get sick at the scent of food. Congratulations. And she's like,
but like that little progression of her, like, because the first time she sees him, she literally has like knife to his throat.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the book, she's like, I'll kill for you. So like, that was a very
That's what I'm talking about. I love that. It's like, and again, it makes so much sense to me personally because of how much actual distance they've had to travel in this book.
Mm-hmm.
Like how much weeks and months or however fucking long.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, in seasons 1 through 5, it took forever to get somewhere, and 6 and 7, they were there in an instant.
The whole world in this book, so like, wild.
Yeah. Also, I also appreciate the fact that we get to see literally the consequences of what happens from the third book with Aaron and Laura, because a lot of the people still see her as a traitor, and people are like, and not only does she like she basically died and came back, but then she got super fucking sick.
Yeah, afterwards.
Yeah, she did die and come back, and then almost died again.
Yeah,
because again, what is it, Traitor's Queen, when that shit was going on in that book, I know we're talking about this book, but for a second, we were all like, what the fuck? Do you remember that shit?
I do.
I don't think you guys read the novella that's on her...
I haven't yet. It's on my Kindle.
Calm Before the Storm.
It's literally on my Kindle. Like, I downloaded it.
6 chapters. I think 1 or 2 of them are spicy scenes.
Maybe I'll read it.
And it bridges the gap a little bit between, the Traitor Queen and...
nice.
The Endless War. But.
Yeah. Well, so anything else? So you liked their relationship?
Honestly, I really vibed with all of the action scenes. That's where I felt the most.
They were very good.
Yeah.
They were quite good.
The one with the rope
and the high. Yeah,
on
the bridge, and he's like, "I'm gonna keep cutting it. Get away from her." And like
and then when they were in like,
stop it.
Yeah.
And then they had to like grab onto each other and hold on and then pull each other up, or when they're just running in the, oh my gosh.
There's this that I want to mention, which I don't know if you guys picked up on as well. But Karis is constantly mentioning, or is constantly like having trauma and nightmares over Otis's death.
Oh,
Otis falls out of, or jumps out of a window.
Yeah.
He kills himself essentially.
Yeah.
Karis used to find solace in the high places, which he mentions later in the end of this book. You want to know how Petra dies? Essentially the exact same way.
Yeah.
And we're in Zara's head because they're dangling off the bridge, and Petra's like, "Please save me, dear darling daughter," and she's like, "Climb." And Karis is like, "No, don't let her." So she climbs and tries to stab Karis, and she like, Zara like punches her off, and she falls to her death, and it's the thud.
Yeah.
And so now she witnessed it just like Karis witnessed his person.
Trauma.
So they have very, very much shared trauma.
Oh,
and
we love trauma buddy.
But we love that motif that just kept coming back.
No, I love that it was, I say love a lot, but I appreciate that it adds more to his character.
Yeah.
Yes. It's poetic.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
I do love that at the end of the book he brought Sarah to go live with him. That made me very happy.
Yeah.
I love how he loves her. It's so cute.
It's like, if I will love one sister, it'll be this one.
It's that
not
one,
even his fully blood related one. But he does love Laura. He's like,
Laura.
Because Aaron literally asked him, like, what line are you willing to cross for this? And he's like,
and he
Laura's my line. I'm not crossing it.
Yeah.
I won't let her sacrifice herself for me. I'd rather sacrifice myself. Which, why are all the Valiants like that? Except for the other men.
It's just
the women are like that. And then Karis. Because he was raised by the women.
Yeah. I love truly more about Laura's sisters.
Yeah.
Like, they're such intriguing characters.
Like, if you guys remember from the beginning of the Bridge Kingdom, which if you're watching this, clearly you've read it.
I hope you've read it.
Please.
Right.
Big spoilers. She fakes their deaths.
Yeah.
To save them from the trauma of being sent to kill.
And one of them is going to live with Laura now, too.
Yeah.
So, like, I'd love to, like, learn more about them.
Not to say that I won't read
I'm still
on a
gonna
story.
read it.
I'm still going to read it.
Because if you remember,
we'll talk about it here.
I kept telling you that I didn't think I was going to like Francesca's book from Bridgerton because I didn't know shit
It was the
about
best
her.
fucking
and it
one.
was the best book.
So we're not going to promise right now that you will see the next 2 books in the Bridge Kingdom series talked about on this channel. But just know
I
we'll
will
read
do
them.
it.
We'll be.
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to talk
if
about
we want to make. Yeah. Then we'll make the time for it. Then.
I don't know when they come out, but I want to read them.
I don't think.
I mean, at least
she has a different
year
series that starts next month when it comes out.
Yeah,
so.
I read that one. A Fadington
Was
Blood.
it good?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I read it. It was good. I think the only thing that I hated about it was some of the dialogue for one of the characters. I was like, this is so stupid. But he is a devout follower of the gods and sees everything
just a pain in the
as
ass.
like, oh, this is clearly a testament for you. Like, we cannot interfere.
It makes sense then.
You're just being stupid. You're reading into things. Stop. But other than that, yeah, it was actually really, really good, and I liked it. I didn't see some of the twists coming, or I did see the twist at the end coming, but I didn't see it coming in the way that it happened.
Okay.
We have side note. All three of us now have a pretty colored spine of a book. It's a debut novel.
We do. Yeah, we should read that this year too.
Yeah.
The one that I impulse bought at Target because it had straight edges.
Oh.
And then you did. And then
Lucia bought it too.
I bought it at Walmart. This one.
Yeah.
Yes.
It sounds good. I'm down to read that.
I hope it's good.
I've
seen
my dad
one
asked
review
me,
and they said it wasn't good, and I was like, I'm gonna read it for myself.
Yeah.
My dad asked me why I bought it, and he's like, "Is that something that you're gonna do for like the book, club or whatever?" I was like, "No, it's like I think the author's first book, but if she ever gets famous, I have the pretty spine book.
Yeah,
I have the well-coveted first edition printing.
At minimum, it's just a pretty book it's an affordable pretty book for your bookcase.
Yeah,
you might not like the story, but it's pretty edges.
I haven't read it. It's something about a circus, so I was like, okay.
It's a standalone too.
It sounded very interesting. So
no series commitment there. So it's a standalone.
But I have so many series commitments at this point.
Yeah.
Anywho, going back to the Endless War, did y'all like how that war like did you feel like, okay, that was it? That's how the Endless War ends?
It did feel a little underwhelming, but like it played to the fact that the people really just didn't want it anymore.
Yeah, the people were just following orders.
They really just wanted to enter their era of peace, and I think the fact that they all so willingly laid down their arms really like helped.
They're like, fucking finally.
Yeah.
I do think it was a little too convenient that all of them were there, and it's just the three of them to sign peace.
Yeah.
Like, and the hardball thing.
Yeah.
Pit. I like the acoustics.
There were a lot of like
there was
plot
so
points
good.
that felt convenient.
Yeah.
But like some things just are.
Yeah. Some things maybe just happen exactly the way they should that you want them to.
Me going to New York when New York City Comic Con was going on, literally, what did I keep telling you? The stars aligned.
Yeah.
It was fate. Sometimes it happens.
I'm glad that they ended their wars, and I'm interested to see. I feel like now, for some reason, Herondale's going to go to war with somebody in these next couple of books because the war brought a lot of the action and like plot pushing points.
Well, and going back to what y'all are saying, how are y'all supposed to like care about her when you really didn't get much of her in these books? The main dude and Heron, whatever, we don't know shit about those people.
I don't.
Again, we start from the bottom, guys.
In fact, every time I hear or say the word Herondale, I just think of Frozen.
Yeah. And that's Arendelle.
That's what I always think about. But the thing is like, I know I've heard Herondale from, but I never knew that it was from Frozen or remembered until right now. So now that question in my mind is solved.
It can't be a coincidence.
Listen.
I still think it'll be good.
Tangled better than
I'm
Frozen.
telling you, if the man's name is Kristoff, I'm rioting.
It's gonna be Christian.
His name is like Jonathan or something.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
His middle name is Kristoff.
Probably. Or Christopher at minimum.
Yeah. I feel like there's more I want to say about this book. Oh, you know what? About her dad. Zara's dad.
that was a good twist.
You know what? I really called it very early on. Yeah.
So
they were
did
like this commander, and they didn't want to like tell her who he was, and then she like saw
he's like,
him,
she looks familiar.
He's familiar, and I was like, okay, that's her dad.
Yeah. I did. Yeah, when she finally met him and was like, "Who are you to me?"
Yeah.
I kind of thought maybe it had to have been her father. But I also forgot that her father was even dead.
That's what I was gonna say. I couldn't remember if they had said that or not. I was like, the fact that I didn't remember convinced me early on that was her dad.
And then one of the other twists that like got me a little like open mouth Pikachu face was when they were like the commander of the Imperial Army Guard or whatever was Berman's dad. Like that was the rumor.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
the Empress was like, listen, sir, let's get it.
Let's get it.
But me being me, and y'all said y'all were a little disappointed in that sex scenes or the sex scenes that were there. Let's talk about those sex scenes.
So
there was sex.
There was that flashback with the mirror. And that one was top tier.
That was the slight kink.
Yeah. And then there was the brothel where he ate her out.
In front of people
Please
again.
Don't stop. Yeah. And the guards were like smirking and just like taking their time searching. And then the brothel girl was like, if you're going to watch it, you're going to pay. And they're like, fuck, fine.
Fair enough.
And then when they do finally actually have sex, it was like
underwhelming.
Hurried.
It wasn't explicit.
It was hurried. There was very little detail. It was like one step above Fade to Black.
I mean, it was still explicit. Don't get me wrong. But it was like, it wasn't as explicit as you've gotten before in this series.
Yeah.
Like, it's not smut. Like, you're not.
You know who has the best sex scene, though? It was in The Traitor's Queen. I think it was that one. Or maybe it was the first one. I can't remember. But it was Aaron and Laura, and they're fucking bloody. And they're like, because they're on a table or whatever. She's like,
I think, yeah.
That was the best one.
I have found fan fiction by this one account. And if you have Twitter, aka X, you can find it on their account. It is called Dirty Diction Designs. I recommend. I don't particularly like the art style, but like I'm not gonna like every single art style. That's just me. I don't think the characters look like how I envision them, but the art is giving.
Do you just like zoom in on particular elements of the art design?
No. I mean, I don't like the way her face is drawn. That's really it. She's like in the throes of ecstasy, and I'm like,
her O face. You don't like her O face.
No, I don't like the way she looked.
Got it.
But like the art is good, and I recommend looking up spicy art if you can. It hits. It's fun.
Yeah. I was trying to compare to myself. I guess I'm telling y'all now. What scene did I like better, their sex scene wise, between the Iron Flame, the one that everyone was like, "Oh my god, he ate her out on the throne," and I was like, "That was whatever." Or did I like
dialogue that made that hot?
That's valid.
That was, and then he just like again. The Fourth Wing had better sex scenes than Iron Throne.
I don't know. That shower scene really got to me.
But were they better? Here, who's to say?
I'm dying.
Yeah,
the Fourth Wing was better. Don't die. You're on vacation.
Anytime I read smut, I'm like, I don't think any of these are written particularly well. Like, it's not the most amazing prose that you're gonna get. It's literally descriptions of sex. But I'm also not reading.
So did you like these ones better than Iron Flame?
No, I think she said she liked Iron Flame better.
Oh no, I didn't.
I don't know.
I was trying to decide.
Was very kinky.
I like the ones in this scene because, like, for me, it makes sense. It's like you don't know when you're going to see each other again. You don't know if you're gonna live or die, and you're like finally giving in. And I also like so as much as I love smut, it's also like let them have their moments,
right?
Where it's like I don't need to be up in her vagina with him.
I don't need
detail wise.
I like if it's gonna be in there, I want it to, like you said, make sense.
Yeah,
I don't need smut for smut's sake.
That's fair.
No.
If I wanted to read that, I'd be reading porn.
Literally, like I would search out actual erotica, which is no plot and all smut. Or like limited plot, it just barely holds the story together. Which I have read books like that. Or in my opinion, it's like that.
Yeah.
But like I don't need
what else?
The book to be explicit as long as the plot is good. Like you can verbatim tell me they're having sex and I'll be like, cool, I didn't need to read their actions. But like if you're going to take the time to put the actions in there, I want them to make sense and give a little bit more to the plot. Like in this where her inner monologue is like, he's everything that I've been needing, and like I've been denying myself this for what?
Because they literally and them not coming together so soon makes more sense to me than fucking Iron Flame, their separation. It makes more sense to me.
Where Xaden is literally denying her for no fucking reason. Well, it's the reason if like he doesn't want to have sex with her when she doesn't fully trust him. It's like
it was dumb.
They're both lying to each other in keeping secrets, but like
I was on Xaden's side for that.
valid.
I mean,
another little tidbit in Endless War that I really enjoyed. There was a moment where Karis was like, I don't even know who comes after me in the chain of people who gets the throne. And he asks either Lara or Serena. And he goes, who's next in line? And they're like, it's Royce. And he goes, oh, okay. And then
I've read that as he's like, you know who's next in line, right?
I very much read it as he had no idea who came after him.
Oh.
And then Royce is the fucking one that Lestara
is fucking
and uses his ring to like forge a letter.
And that's why Royce is like, bro, I swear I didn't do this. Like, please don't kill me. This was not what she said was gonna happen.
And I laughed so hard.
Like, bro, I know I've been actively trying to murder you and like use our other sister against you, but like, please have mercy, King.
What I think it's funny though is because they made a point to like focus on the details of what's her name's face, and she was just like, well, he's just like plummeting behind her, you know. It's funny.
Yeah, she's just like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
So whenever she wasn't looking at him,
Kiris when Kiris was like, you know, basically had everyone around. It was like, look, this is what she did. This is what that she did. Did you think that people legit were going to murder her right then and there?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I think they would have if given the chance.
Yeah, and I like that he was like, death would be too swift for you. Like, I'm going to give you exactly what you would hate, and that is to send you to a bookish area.
Yeah.
And to be looked down upon, which is all you want is to be looked up to.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we get to Harrenhal, whatever.
Yeah, Harrenhal.
And we get a nerd. Please let there be a hot
Harris
nerd.
is a nerd.
Yeah, but he's also kind of a hoe. So, or you know what I mean? So like,
he just wanted to be the opposite of what his father wanted him to be.
Yeah,
because he never wanted the throne.
No shame, you know. But like, he was
Serena already being mad that she had to be left as regent.
Yeah.
And then being like, you're a fucking asshole. Don't do this. And she ends up getting... Because she's the next oldest.
Yeah.
And he abdicates the throne. She's like, damn it, now I'm in charge. And she's like...
I want to know where her... Yeah. I want to know where her baby was that entire time. Like, what's Dad doing?
With her, quite frankly.
Yeah, she's with... The baby's with the dad. Either still in the area and then just was like shipped over.
Yeah.
Because you said you know how babies are made. Obviously, you know how babies are made. But I want to know how spicy of that mating was. So that's would like to know her backstory.
Really kinky, and this man was enlightened when he met her.
I feel like all of Lara's sisters are hella kinky.
Because why would you not be? You were trained to be a fucking assassin. Yeah. You only get off on pain.
Maybe some of them like the nice stuff. Because they
maybe
were brought
they're
up
subs.
that way.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
Maybe they're just like, be nice to me and like love me the way I thought I
like maybe they just want to hug.
They're fully into the daddy kink.
Ugh. At least one of them has a daddy kink. At least one of them.
At least one. I don't see it being Serena.
No, I don't think so.
One of them for sure.
Oh.
I had daddy issues. I'm sorry. One of them's gonna be their mate's gonna be like a grandfather of some, of someone. I don't fucking know.
One of them for sure calls them master.
As someone who has mommy issues and not daddy issues, I almost would rather trade.
You'd rather have daddy issues?
Kind of at this point.
I mean, I can relate. I have more mommy issues than daddy issues, but like, damn.
I do not have mommy issues.
So many times.
Yeah, both of them said that to me, but it's fine.
Yeah. I just have issues.
On the internet, sorry.
Yeah, dude.
Just mental illness.
We're capable people. We can get through this, guys. Yeah. I believe
in
us.
Capable?
I'm an adult.
I don't know if we should add "we" to this.
Me approaching 30, unsure if I am an adult.
I am 30. I am 30.
Do you feel like an adult?
No, because I don't have a husband or child. Or my own place.
Big mood.
I'm already a burden to my family. I'm frightened.
I love that movie so much. I love that movie so much. Anyways, anyone else have anything else to say? We haven't even hit an hour yet, guys.
Yeah.
I know.
45 minutes is fine. We were done with the chat at 25 minutes in. We've just been going off now.
We had very straightforward views.
Yeah. And honestly, I think the shorter videos would do better. I don't know. Either way.
You know the video that has the most views on all of the book talks is?
It's gotta be
what it
Holly
is?
Black one.
Nope. It is book 3, aka Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, aka Penelope.
I love that.
That it has over 1,000 views.
I love that.
That's so good.
Yeah,
I can't wait to watch that.
I still can't believe that an author saw that one video and like roasted us. It's like, my bad.
I don't even remember what we said or what I said.
We just said we didn't like it.
It's so funny because like I recently saw a video that was like, feel free to like give your negative reviews. They're very important, but like don't tag the creator in it because it's so mean for them. And I was like, yeah, that checks out. Like it makes super sense. Like you can have your opinion, but you don't need to flaunt it in their face. And the fact that like she actively went and then watched the entirety of a video that was like, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Hey, you liked it more than us.
I did like it. And
but
I
she was like,
right?
That you guys would say more positive things than negative. I'm like, I didn't have anything positive to say. I said the positive things, actually.
Right. I do have the second book. I've been meaning to read it.
I actually own all of I own it as well.
Yeah, they were
it
on
was
sale.
like 99 cents. So I was like, fuck it, I'll give her my money.
See, you're supporting.
Yeah. I do feel a little bit bad for her. She had to pull all her cover art.
Why?
She didn't give a lot of detail because she didn't want the internet to go shit on some person.
Mm-hmm.
But from my understanding, her cover artist plagiarized to some degree.
Wow.
So she ended up pulling all of her covers and she's been working on new ones. I like she's released one of the new ones and I like the way they look. I think they're a lot better than the originals.
Okay. Okay. You see? Anyways, are y'all ready to announce? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Final reviews.
3 stars.
I also did 3 stars.
Yeah.
I think it was like a 3.2, but I can't do points on Goodreads.
I overall really enjoyed it. I wish that it had picked up faster in the beginning.
Yeah.
The prison scenes felt very long and drawn out.
That's how prison is.
I know, and I get it. Like it makes sense. But I'm so used to her other books, I think, being so fast-paced that this was
fair.
Very jarring.
Yeah, this one was a little jarring, like with how slow it was, until action actually happened, and then it speeds right up, and then
I very much was like at the like I have 100 pages left mark, maybe even less than that, and I was like, I don't see how the hell this story bundles all up nice at the end if we move on to a different.
Oh yeah, you literally texted us
and
that.
Then it does.
I did. I was like, I don't understand how it. And then
20
it does.
pages later, and you're like,
oh
no, it does.
Like, oh, okay.
But it just ends.
It does. It just ends.
The endless war ended.
It did. There.
We're done.
I would still recommend this whole series. I really enjoyed it.
I think as a whole, this series is really, really good. It's definitely worth your time if you like action and political intrigue. And then the different tropes. Like there's enemies to lovers. There's the forced or an arranged marriage and like all this other stuff in it. And it's fun.
Fake. There was fake assassination plots.
Yeah. Or all kind of stuff.
Do y'all remember
plot line in the first book? Like it's nice.
I can't remember if it was the first one or the second one when Lara was like with her sisters. They went to her dad's dinner and they like unveiled themselves and they're like, "Oh, that shit was so hype."
They portrayed themselves as like erotic dancers and then pulled out their knives.
That was so hype. I was like, "Oh,
like you're supposed to be dead. Get fucked, Dad."
Yeah. Again, did you? I can't remember if you said your ranking, Katie. What was your rank of the 4?
Inadequate Heir, Bridge Kingdom, Traitor Queen, Endless War.
So you match me.
Yeah.
I'm different. And what would you like to say your final thoughts, Mary? Did you already say them? I don't know where my head is.
I rated it at 3. I would recommend this whole series. I enjoyed it a lot. I just think this book didn't hit as much as the other 3. Yeah.
That's fair. For my final thoughts on this is I don't rate books, so I'm not going to rate it, but I very much enjoyed it. I'm surprised and shocked that I read it before them. And you know what? I already started.
Year that Lucia reads first.
I mean, you're currently reading our next one first, so
I am currently reading our next one first, which is February is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. They've never read a sports romance before, and no offense, Hannah Grace.
I actually grossly detest sport romances. I make fun of them all the time.
I've been vehement about not wanting to read it.
I listened to a podcast where somebody was like, the hockey boys are the bad boys. And I was like, well, I love the bad boys.
Yeah.
So
I'm willing to give it a shot.
I gotta try it.
I need you guys in the comments below to let us know if this is like the hockey romance to read. Because if it's not, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
It's not.
Lucia,
but the issue is, the issue is I've read so many sports romance books, is that I want to read one that I haven't read. That's the
also
issue.
Me trying to pick different books. I'm like, I could tell you this book that I loved every time it comes to my pick, but I'm like, I want to read something new.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to start just randomly picking books on my bookshelf.
Just be like,
that's fine.
One.
Yeah.
We should
so that way it gives an excuse for us to read
a little more diversely this year as well.
That is my goal.
I think
my dad called me out. My dad called me.
Your dad
my
called
dad.
You out?
He's like, so how many books did y'all read last year weren't romance? I was like,
we only read romance. If you
told him I was
into like a thriller or a horror, no, you might get me into a mystery.
Like literally the books that we read last year that were not romance, Mary was like, can't do it, fam.
I'm sorry, I can't. It doesn't hold my interest. If I have to, I'll do the audiobook. I can force myself to listen to an audiobook.
And that wasn't to like call you out or anything, but I just thought it was funny.
No, you absolutely called me out, and it's fine.
But I don't mean it in a bad way.
You can mean it in a bad way. I won't take it personally.
But I didn't mean it in a bad way. What are you drinking? Wine?
Wine. Yeah. The last little bit I had.
What else are you supposed to do on a girls' weekend?
Yeah. Who doesn't spend $300 on grocery and alcohol?
We did spend $300 on grocery and alcohol for 2 days.
Get it.
Two and a half.
2.5.
3 nights.
Get it.
All right.
But yes, our February book is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, and I'm sorry, Hannah Grace, to say this, but I'm sorry that this book is popular.
I'm sorry that this book is popular.
And it shouldn't be from what I've read so far.
Okay.
But from what I've seen, because I'm me and I've flipped through some pages, the sex will be giving.
All right.
Here's my question. How do you guys feel about dark romance?
No.
I like them.
No.
Okay. Triggers. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
I was going to say, because the spice in dark romances are actually pretty giving. They are close to erotica, because the plots are, like, kind of stupid.
Mafia.
Like, this would never work. This would never happen. But, like, the spice is pretty giving.
Nah, I'm not.
Yeah, I've read a lot of them.
I mean, that's fair.
Like,
I respect that.
The ones that you've sometimes talked about, like that you've read, Mary, it's like, I've read that book. Or, like, I've heard of that book.
I think what helps is that I haven't experienced anything in life, so I don't really have anything that's too triggering.
That's super fair.
That's
definitely
fair.
Cancer is one thing for me, but like even that I can still read about. It's usually a subplot.
Are you telling me that you didn't enjoy The Fault in Our Stars?
I
wept
for The
that
Fault in Our Stars.
I did too.
That was the first and only John Green book I've ever read.
I read that book in one sitting, and I was ugly crying at 3 a.m. And my mom came in, and she's like, "Are you?"
I watched the movie and was like, "I got to read the book," and I wept even harder.
I've never read the book, but I've seen the movie, and I wept.
That was before my mom got cancer.
Oh,
so that's why it wasn't triggering.
Makes sense. But yes, I am up for more diverse selection. I think that would be fun.
Legendborn should be one that we could
Legendborn's been on my list forever, and I've heard such good things.
We have, between the two of us, have a lot of subscriptions. I mean, I honestly have all of them.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of booker subscriptions, and we've gotten a lot of like diverse books.
I have gotten a lot of.
So we should probably look at our catalog and see what we've got.
December Illumicrate book sounds so good.
Oh, listen, I have enough debt. I can't get into one of those.
It's fine. I understand. I regret it a little bit. I won't lie.
Me with my credit card debt going up steadily every month with just $200 getting taken out for 4 subscriptions.
Lucia, look how pretty it is.
That's without the dust jacket.
What book is that?
What is it?
This is The Scarlet Alchemist, which was the Fairy Loot.
It's
December?
Fairy Loot.
November.
I didn't get December. Fairy Loot.
That one was the other one. I just unboxed that. Yeah,
this is what I'm going to read next because I finished the other book earlier.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyways,
right.
Anyone have anything else to say for The Endless War?
No.
Okay, thank you, Danielle L. Jensen. I look forward to book 5. I do. And
I do as well.
Yeah. We look forward to meeting you,
we
as
do
in
look
Katie and
I,
at a PolyCon in April.
Y'all need to stop talking about that. Y'all really do.
Listen, it was expensive. I'm going to keep talking about it.
You better figure out how you're coming back for Comic-Con this year.
We got to get tickets first when they go on sale. Yeah. We got to get 2-day tickets.
Every time y'all talk about that, I was just a dagger to my soul. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't live up there.
You just have to move to the East Coast. That's the solution to this.
And then we can start a commune.
But not like one of those where we like kill each other off in the end, right?
No. One where we just share the property taxes and build our own little houses. Yeah.
We start drinking spike drinks.
Give me this much space as we are currently in, and I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Dad, I'm moving to New York.
Thanks for watching.
What's with the
happening?
My phone. I don't know. Earlier
I thought I was going crazy.
I think your phone's possessed. We're gonna go.
Okay. Well, thank you all for watching. This was Lucia,
Katie,
and Mary,
and this was Book Talk with The Endless War, The War That Ended by Danielle L. Jensen. Bye. Insert book that somewhere. But bye.
Bye.